वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्धयो सिद्धयोः समो भूत्वा सिद्धयो सिद्धयो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते समत्वं योग उच्यते। O Dhananjay, the conqueror of wealth, perform actions, duties, being steadfast in the path of yoga, renouncing attachment, having become even-minded in success and failure, and the equanimity is called yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Okay, so since last week we have started understanding the definition of yoga with different scripture and different definition. So now in that we have seen few scripture, and today we're going to see little more about it. Right. So far we have discussed that's Kathopanishad, the definition from Kathopanishad, definition from Bhagavad Geeta, Mahabharata, Yogachara Bhumi, Patanjali Yoga Darshan, Panchartha Bhashya, Vaisheshik Sutra, Linga Puran. So far we have seen 8. And today we are starting to understand that's Shiva Purana Vayavya Samhita. Let's see what it say in Shiva Purana Vayavya Samhita and what it says about yoga and not yoga. Okay. So according to Shiva Purana Vayavya Samhita, yoga is the art of creating a tranquil mind. And in the Shiva Purana Vayavya Samhita, it is mentioned that yoga involves focusing one's mind completely on Shiva, that is supreme reality or the divinity. This involves reigning in other mental states and avoiding distraction. Okay. So that is the definition. What it says once again, yoga is the art of creating a tranquil mind. And in the Shiva Purana Vayavya Samhita, it is mentioned that yoga involves focusing one's mind completely on Shiva, the supreme reality or the divinity. This involves reigning in other mental states and avoiding distraction. So, that is as per Shiv Puran Vayavya Samhita. Now, let's see something different. Another scripture, it is known as Parakya Tantra, Shaiva Siddhant, Parakya Tantra. In Parakya Tantra, it says yoga is often described as a format of contact. Here, this Parakya Tantra is differing little bit, but what it says makes sense. I'm going to come to that point. Okay, yoga is often described as a form of contact. It cannot be the union of the soul, that Parakya Tantra says, okay? It cannot be the union of the soul with a tattva because the soul is all pervading. The reason what he has given is valid. But the soul is all pervading. It is more about connecting with, it is more about connecting with supernatural abilities, or the power of divinity, or the power of divinity. Furthermore, it explains that yoga leads to the attainment of supernatural abilities, including the ability to become as small as an atom, including the ability to become as small as an atom. It arises from a union with power of divinity, union with power of divinity. Attainment of samadhi, attainment of samadhi, or the practice of yoga itself, or the practice of yoga itself. Alternatively, yoga is an Alternatively, yoga is an immersion into the divine. Yoga is an immersion into the divine, arising from the contemplation, arising from the contemplation of its nature, of its nature. Now the next scripture is Malini Vijayatantra. Malini Vijayatantra. Now the Malini Vijayatantra says yoga is more than just stretching and breathing exercises. More than just stretching and breathing exercises. As defined in the Malini Vijayatantra, it is the union of one thing with another. It is the union of one thing with another. Specifically, the union of the individual self. The union of the individual self with the universal consciousness. With the universal consciousness. This thing that must be known is essential. This thing that must be known is essential in order to discern, DISCERN, in order to discern what needs to be rejected. What needs to be rejected in order to achieve enlightenment. In order to achieve enlightenment. To truly understand this concept, one must have the right knowledge. One must have the right knowledge. So the next is Brahma Sutra Bhashya. But before I proceed to that, this Malini Vijayatantra is known as Malini Vijayottara also. Okay? Malini Vijayatantra is known as Malini Vijayottara. Vijayottara, okay? And without hesitating in this, they have mentioned yoga is more than just stretching and breathing exercises. It's very clearly mentioned individual self with the universal consciousness. And on top of that, towards and what they have mentioned, to truly understand this concept, one must have the right knowledge. And they had specifically put the adjective right knowledge. Now, nowadays, anybody is Yogacharya. They put you the title Yogacharya, Yoga Guru. Anyway, now the next is Brahma Sutra Bhashya. The Brahma Sutra consists 555 aphoristic verses. Sutra is aphoristic verses. In short, it says a long. Okay. 555 aphoristic verses in different four chapters. Dealing with attaining knowledge of Brahman. Dealing with attaining knowledge of Brahman. Right, so that is Brahma Sutra. Now, what Brahma Sutra says? Brahma Sutra Bhashya of Shankar. Shankar means Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya he has written commentary on Brahma Sutra, hence it is known as Brahma Sutra Bhashya. Bhashya is commentary, okay? Of Shankar stresses that practicing yoga, the Brahma Sutra Bhashya of Shankar stresses that practicing yoga is the key to perceiving reality. Is key to perceiving reality. Through yoga, when one can develop greater self-awareness, and enhanced enhanced ability to observe the world around them. An enhanced ability to observe the world around them. Now the next scripture is Yoga Shatak. In our religious or spiritual textbook, there are different kind of shatak. Shatak means that particular book contains 100 verses. Shatak means 100 verses. In that context, we have Vairagya Shatak, we have Vignan Shatak, we have Shungar Shatak, and this is Yoga Shatak. Yoga Shatak is written by Vararuchi. Okay. Now in Yoga Shatak, Yoga Shatak define yoga as the concurrence of three components. Concurrence of three components. One is correct knowledge. Number one is correct knowledge. Number two is doctrine, doctrine. Number two, doctrine. And third is conduct. So which are the three components? Correct knowledge, doctrine, and conduct. These leads to conjunction with liberation. This leads
It's 20 hours.
to conjunction with liberation. The term yoga can also refer to the soul's contact with the causes of these components. The importance of having correct knowledge, doctrine, and conduct is paramount to achieving liberation through yoga. Now the next scripture is Vimanarchana Kalpa. In the ancient Hindu text Vimanarchana Kalpa, it is explained that yoga represents the merging of the individual self with the supreme self. This union is at the core of this union is at the core of the practice and helps individuals core of the practice and helps individuals achieve a state of peace, achieve a state of peace and unity within themselves, unity within themselves and with the world around them. And the world around them. So that's the definition from Vimanarchana Kalpa. Here, the underlined sentence is achieve a state of peace and unity within themselves. Underline that sentence. Within themselves and with world around. The first is within themselves, means within ourselves. And that's why, if you remember, I have quoted so many times, अपना मन छलने वाले को चैन कहाँ आराम का. Those who are cheating themselves will never achieve peace. It starts from ourselves. Peace within, not outside. We need to understand that very clearly. Hence, this yoga and its practices and everything. Okay, now let's see the next scripture. Is Kshemaraj Udyot. Kshemaraj Udyot. It explains the concept of yoga. It explains the concept of yoga as the attainment of union, as the attainment of union with one of the elements, with one of the elements to be known, with one of the elements to be known. Knowledge, on the other hand, is the experience of one, of these elements, This provides a deeper understanding. This provides a deeper understanding of the true essence, of yoga as a means, for achieving union, with a specific element. Achieving union with a specific element. Now the next is Yoga Vasishtha. Yoga Vasishtha. In the Yoga Vasishtha, yoga is portrayed yoga is portrayed as a means to achieve liberation, as a means to achieve liberation, liberation is moksha. To achieve liberation by transcending the illusions of by transcending the illusions of the material world and realizing the ultimate truth. And realizing the ultimate truth. It describes yoga as a practice that involves disciplining the mind, disciplining the mind, controlling the senses, controlling the senses, and cultivating self-awareness. And cultivating self-awareness. The scripture emphasizes that the scripture emphasizes that true yoga goes beyond mere physical postures and exercises, beyond mere physical postures and exercises. It delves into the techniques of meditation. It delves into the techniques of meditation, concentration, and self-inquiry. Concentration and self-inquiry to help individuals understand the nature of consciousness. Understand the nature of consciousness and realize their inherent divinity. and realize their inherent divinity. The Yoga Vasishtha also highlights the Yoga Vasishtha also highlights the importance of a guru or spiritual guide in the yogic journey or spiritual guide in the yogic journey. It's already quarter past 8. It's already quarter past 8. Not too much to be discussed, but let's put pause on it. Okay. So, chapter 18, verse 73. नष्टो मोहः स्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान्मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। लक्ष्मीनारायण भगवान की जय।